Hi everyone, welcome back to Astro Sun Gazer. I'm your host Carrie, also known as Painted Night Owl Feather. I am coming here today to do the astrological tarot report for November 2016. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you everyone so much for welcoming me into your home and welcoming me into your heart. I really appreciate all the love and affection I've gotten since I started doing these. It really means a lot to me. Probably one of the reasons why I held back quite a long time from doing them was, everybody wants to be received well. So I put my fears aside, and it's been a wonderful blessing since I started this, and I'm going to continue. On to that exciting stuff I've got going on. Let me tell you, the energy is just pumping up. But number one, thank you for the beautiful soul that wrote on my um, comments about the deck that I was using. This is a picture of DNA. I hope you can see this much better now. This is by James Wanless, and it's called the Voyager deck. And I'm super excited because I made contact with him. He was so nice and so helpful, and actually offered to send me the book. So I'm just thrilled to death that I got to meet with him, and that also leads me to, it's just one of the most important things is to say thank you to everybody out there. So before I get too far into what I've got going on, a big shout out to Astro. They welcomed me. You can go to astrojar.com. Some of the best readers are on there. They're so much fun, and they're so vibrant and wonderful, and I really enjoy all the readings and everybody that's attached to that. It's growing every day. So also a shout out to Marie Moore, and partnership with her in Astrojar through Minopon. So look them up on YouTube. They're wonderful. I can't even tell you. I'm about to jump out of my skin, excited to be even thinking, the beginnings of collaborating with these people, because they're wonderful and they're so enlightening, and they've helped me so much, and they've helped me grow. And that's what we're all here to do, is just to help one another grow. So anyway, the next thing I wanted to tell you about, which is so super exciting, since I opened this door and decided that I would step through this Astro Tarot journey and bring my gifts out and start sharing them. I also had the pleasure of having a good friend of mine who's very spiritually enlightened, and I love her. I've known her since I was a child. She came in for a visit out of town, and when she came, I said I wanted to use my child's play cards, and I had gotten this new deck, and I hadn't really played with it much, but I had the feeling that I wanted to use it on her. So I opened it up and brought it out, and she said, "Oh, that's funny. That looks like a friend of mine that's in a group of mine, a group that I'm in on Facebook." And it looked like her artwork. Well, sure enough, it was. It was the great Paulina Cassidy, of all people. I can't even tell you how excited I got. I mean, thrilling. And I'll have to cut this deck because I'm going to pull this card and show it to you. But this is the back of her cards, but this is the front of her card. Will you look at the imagery? Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. Yes, I love her artwork. I have always loved her artwork. Just phenomenal, just phenomenal. So actually, maybe because that was on the top of the deck, we'll keep that one as the overlying energies for this particular intro, because it's temperance. It's basically speaking to all of us. We have to be tempered, right? Um, Pottery doesn't become fine china until it's been fired in a certain way, and I think that's kind of what we're going through. So maybe that was a message from her. Temperance for all of us to measure everything we've got going on. But I am going to put it back in the deck. Anyway, very exciting. Today I am going to be doing a reading for each of the signs. I decided that it was nice to do the one video, probably a little easier on me, but Everybody's been so wonderful with me, and I felt like it's Halloween, and I'm not going to go out and trick-or-treating or anything like that. We're going to probably hand out candy here, but that's about it. So I thought, well, might as well do a bigger reading for everybody. It is pretty heavy, thick, sticky energy. I did notice when I was shuffling my cards earlier, I smudged them and I crystalled all of them, and I pre-shuffled everything so that we can get some nice, clear energy, because I know everything's so thick and so sketchy. So I noticed that with the cards that they were really having a hard time shuffling. They the energy is just thick and heavy. So I just gave these a quick reshuffle, and maybe that temperance card will come back up for somebody. Maybe it won't. Anyway, happy Halloween, everyone. This is your intro, and I'm going to go ahead and get going with everybody's video. Have a great day. Enjoy this month. Try to dig deep and do the work that we all have to do to get this earth back on track to where we can live abundantly with it instead of against it. So that's the message of the day, and I wanted to use the word Minnetonka with you also, in case you don't know what Minnetonka is. It's great water, and water is consciousness. So we're in a battle for it out in the Dakotas, but we're in a battle for it all over the world, and we all need to come together, band together, brothers and sisters as one, and bring the light back to this earth. Libra! Yay! Jupiter at 11 degrees in Libra, huh? That's exciting. Your second house is a little illuminated too. We got Scorpio in there with Mercury and the moon right now at 21 degrees and Mercury at 11 degrees, and the sun is sitting next door to you at 8 degrees of Scorpio. So we're diving deep. We're trying to balance things out. We've been given a big pile of energy to decipher, and we're diving really deep. All the energy, just about except for Uranus and Aries, is at the bottom of the chart. So we're still sweeping and cleaning out this old paradigm of 5,000 years. And so Libra is getting all this information from Aries and Taurus and Gemini and Cancer and Leo and Virgo, and trying to make sense of, okay, what do we have here? You know, what is this exactly? How are we going to move forward in relationship? How are we going to move forward and nurture ourselves? How are we going to move forward in a loving, kind, beautiful way and make everything better and more beautiful, right? Because that's what a Libra wants to do. So, anyway, I'm excited about all this energy that's flying around for you in your second house, because I think it's going to clear out some things that are in the workings that have been stumbling you up a little bit and keeping you held down. And since we had this Jupiter move into Libra, I think you've been breaking through this ice a little bit. And so I'm interested to see what is going on with you. I also, it's funny, I haven't had too many feelings about Libras in particular, but for some reason, tonight I'm feeling like, well, we should get to your reading, but I am getting this. I do want to mention it to you because I think it's prominent. I think you are taking a heavy load. I think you have taken a lot of turns in your life lately, and I think they have been difficult for you to some degree. And I think that I think they probably have good messages for you, and I'll quit. But I would love to work on a Libra's chart right now, actually, because I feel like something's going on here. So let's see what they have to say. Maybe they'll illuminate it for me. I'm sure they will. Okay, well, here we go. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, here we go. Logic is your first card. You have to use all 4 ways of thinking about things. You have to be grounded, you have to be emotional, you have to have enough passion, you have to have enough thought. You got to use your logic, Libra. Okay? You got to really think about things. You can't be so rigid, and you can't be so narrow-minded, because your next card is narrow. Okay? It's the Nine of Crystals. So you've pretty much got everything your way. But boy, it's hard for anybody else to get in and out of there. You've got it just the way you like it. And that's good. But you might be being a little bit rigid with things. And that's why they're asking you to use all forms. Because you've also got the Eight of Cups. And that's stagnation. That's not moving, learning, growing. So, out of this narrowness, it's keeping you in stagnation until you can open up your mind and heart and use your logic and use every faculty that you've got available to you. You have them all in you. They're all in your birth chart. Even though you're an air sign, you still have earth in your chart. You still have fire in your chart. You still have water in your chart. And all those things are always going to be playing upon your air quality to decipher. So that's kind of what you're doing, is deciphering and try to open up that narrowness a little bit, because although it's good to be on a narrow path, and I get that, what you don't want is to get stagnant. You don't want to get stuck emotionally. You don't want to stop growing emotionally. You don't want to cut yourself off emotionally. Okay? And I understand with you know, I'm kind of getting the feeling like get all that energy opposite of Taurus, which you've got Venus also rules Taurus, so you kind of can feel that it's maybe not so much fun. And your ruler is in Sagittarius with Saturn. That's not the party that, you know, Libras want to go to. They don't want to go to the hospital with the old man that holds the keys to all the, you know, wealth. and you know, that's not where Venus wants to go, but that's kind of where Venus is. So how are you going to make the best of it? Can you sing a pretty song? Can you make somebody's day lighter? Can you brighten up, you know, put flowers in the room? That kind of thing. Can you bring your beautiful Venusian ways and don't get stuck? You get stuck wondering what in the world's going on here. Right? I don't blame you. That'd be like a scene for me too, let me tell you. Oh. Okay. So we have the Star. You're the big shot. You've broken through something. You did something. You've got something on your side. It's all about you. Everything is the way you want it. You got things the way you wanted it. You're full, and you've got all the wisdom in you. You've got all the knowledge in you, and feel like you've got somewhere. But you got the Five of Swords. So even though you got the victory, you're not too happy. Because there's things pulling at you. It turned into an argument, turned into a confrontation. You thought it was going to be okay, but it's conflict. You can't win. It's not a fight worth having. Maybe you said or did something, because the next card is the Knight of Wands. Whatever it was, you're taking off with it. On fire. You are mad. You were angry. Look at all the legs on this thing. It's like a beast, and it's got all these legs. Oh, yeah? Well, you want to fight? Oh, I got to fight for you. And I'm going to take it to town. Yeah. Yeah, rush, rush, rush. Don't be hasty. Don't make any sudden moves. Not with this guy. This thing can take you down, this beast can take you down all kinds of roads. And even though you might be exacting some sort of revenge, remember that you're the one that's going to be trapped in that. You're going to be trapped in that revenge. You're going to have to forgive yourself. And isn't that the hardest thing to do? It's always easier to forgive somebody else than it is ourselves. Remember that. Be careful, Libra. Angel cards. First card is meditation, just like I said. Sit and think about it. You might want to really reconsider. Spend some time with your higher self. I know you could, probably lash somebody pretty hard. Tell somebody something. But sit in meditation. Listen to your higher self. Sit quietly. I was telling my girlfriend the other day, my favorite, sorry, I got a hair on now. My favorite place to meditate is in the car because nobody can bother me. I can turn my phone off. I'm driving in my car, and that's just how it is. So it's like my permission time that I don't have to talk to anybody if I don't want to, and I can spend time with myself and my thoughts. So I don't turn the radio on, and I like to drive quietly, and I like to stay in meditation when I'm driving. Which may sound silly to some people, but I get a lot of really good messages when I'm driving. I don't know why that is, but I've heard other people say it as well, so I think there is some truth to it. So spend your quiet time alone. Go away to your isolated place. Go where you go that nobody knows you go. Go there. I'm sorry. It's about romance. It's about romance. Are you romantic? Is your partner romantic? Do you want somebody to be romantic with you? Do you miss somebody being romantic with you? Because it's time to heal. It's time to heal whatever that is. You have to heal. You have to allow others to take care of you. You have to be calm and still but know that everything is being taken care of, that you're being watched over. You need to love yourself enough to heal. You need to drop the I get it now. You won the fight. You were the big shot. But it cost you. And now you're scrambling. See his legs. See his face. He's scrambling to move quick. But if you'll slow down, this is what the angels want you to know. If you'll slow down and meditate, okay, you will. You can get that romantic feeling back again. Or you can move on to a romantic scenario that's pleasant for you. You're a Libra. You want the romance. You can show the romance. You can be the romance. You can do romance. Which will bring you some healing. okay? To bring you the healing that you need, because there's some, it's hard to take all the junk of this world for a Libra. It's hard. That's a hard job to be a Libra. My mom's a stellium in Libra. I don't know how she does it. She's got like 7 planets in Libra. It's crazy. Excuse me. The next card you have is the Three of Springs from the Fairy deck. Now, the fairies say, plan your next step with an eye to the long term, Have patience. There is more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. Okay? So, if you do it the right way, think long term. Stop looking in the here and now, because you're focusing on things that are, if you're focusing on things, I'm not saying you are, but if you are focusing on things that are dead and gone, that have been moved, best thing that you can do is plan for your long-term future. That way, things that need to come into your life have to fall within that path, right? You want the things that, and if you have a long-term goal of, say, I don't know, say you wanted to move to Paris, okay? You have a long-term goal that by the time I'm 45 years old, I want to be in Paris. I want to live in Paris. You set yourself a long-term goal, and then other things come and try to derail you off of that, but you've already set that intention for that goal. When they come to derail you off of your track, you won't be so derailable, okay? I don't even know if that's a word. In my family, we like to do that, make our own words up. But, yeah, you're not going to be able to be derailed. They're not going to be able to move you off of your ultimate goal and path, right, as easily. So make some long-term goals so you're not moved around so much. The next card that we have is the King of Winter. Knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, and unemotional. Okay, so embody this guy. You're not going to be so mushy-headed about it. You're not gonna get all upset about it. You're going to look at things, and you're going to get advice from a professional and objective public. Get advice from someone professional and objective in public speaking and unemotional relationships. So, you might change relationships and get into a relationship with somebody where it's not such a heavy emotional deal. I know personally, I just went through this in my own life, and it was pretty emotional for me. So, it heightens everything. It adds all this, and while you want emotion to be good, too much emotion, I'm starting to not think that's a great idea. But maybe get advice from somebody. Get advice from somebody who embodies that energy of the King of Winter. Somebody who is unemotional and just lets things slide a little bit. Well, maybe slide's not the right word. Moves through things, okay, in an objective, fair, honest way, without having an emotional attachment. It might help you see something that you need to do. And then you have the Nine of Spring. Protect the fruits of your labor. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation. Okay, so protect yourself emotionally. You've done a good job of eliminating the emotionally heavy things, maybe, or you're going to do a good job. You need to do a good job. That's what it is. You've come from this place, but you needed to be healed, right? So once you've done the healing, that's when you're going to plan your long term. Don't try to jump ahead of yourself, I suppose. This is to come. And when you get that good advice, you'll know where to put your efforts. Sock your money away so that your plans for the future, long-term goals, um, are more in alignment with your soul's purpose. So, excuse me, Libra's here to bring beauty and love and passion and all these wonderful things. Plan your next journey according to this next month in November. When you're diving deep, dive for the things that really have long-term value for you, right? Things that you can really solidly stand on. But in the interim, and I think in the beginning of the month, I think you need to be focusing on um, healing from an emotional experience is what it looked like to me. Um, Maybe a lot of high hopes didn't get fulfilled, and so you found yourself at a loss and needing some time and comfort to yourself. Don't go running off with the King of Wands, spouting your mouth off, and don't start fights. Um, you know, like I would say, don't write a check your ass can't cash, kind of thing, because you don't want to set yourself up and need more healing. So just go after your healing. Watch the temperament, watch the attitude, watch the anger, watch the frustration, and and take it easy. We do have Pluto at 15 degrees in Capricorn, and we do have Mars at 23 degrees in Capricorn, and that's not really necessarily all that familiar to a Libra necessarily. So if you do have a Capricorn rising or something, I'd love to hear from you and see how that energy is playing in your chart for you. But for everybody else, it's just unusual. Things are being blown up and moved out of our way that sometimes we don't want to be moved out of our way. Sometimes, you know, we need certain, we think we need certain things from either people or jobs or money or whatever it is that we attach to. And when those attachments are removed from us, we can't imagine how that could be, and we suffer. So let's all work on learning to not suffer by accepting the things that are being removed. As soon as they're removed, instead of getting upset and crying about them, say, okay, that was moved out for a reason. Okay? There's always a higher reason. So, all right, take care. I hope you have a good November. Please feel free to email me at astrosungazer@gmail.com or leave a comment or a message below, and I will get back to you. And thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. All right, take care. Happy Halloween, too. Bye.